Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Two Beasts to Kill You, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Insomniac leaks. Before we get into all that, please like and subscribe. And with all that, I should probably preface, I'm a little sick, so that's probably why I sound a little weird. But I want to talk about this obviously, so let's get into today's topic. But yeah, Insomniac suffered a huge hack, actually. Not really. I mean, it's a leak, but someone hacked their studios. And yeah, a lot of the stuff coming out it's I wouldn't say crazy, but it is a lot of just like, oh wow, a lot of like interesting stuff. So this all started, I don't remember, it was maybe about a week or two ago, where, I'm not going to give the name, but a hacker group stole about a terabyte's worth of files from Insomniac, and basically held it for ransom. Said, give us, I think it was about $2 million, give us $2 million and your shit doesn't get put out for the public, or sold to the highest bidder, whatever it is. I'm assuming that means that Sony and Insomniac said, fuck you, we're not paying you. But I mean, yeah, that just means now everything, or at least most of everything, is out there on the internet. If you're on Twitter /X, whatever you want to fucking call it, it's out there. I've seen it. I'm not going to go into extreme details. I'll give basic details because I don't know if, and I'm not going to share any screenshots or video or anything of these leaks. I'm not trying to get my little ass channel in trouble like that. But I'll just go over some of the major stuff. So, and vague details on other major things or some of the other things. So part of this hack, a bunch of Insomniac employee information was part of it. I haven't seen any of that, actually, thankfully. But yeah, that's out there. The stuff that definitely is making the rounds, super making the rounds, obviously, is Wolverine. That game, major story spoilers and gameplay video is just out there now. Obviously I've seen it. Again, I'm not going to show any of that, don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, it's the game. Some of the stuff of like maybe certain characters showing up or whatever. And it looks how you would expect a game that's still in development to look. It looks a little rough. It doesn't look as good as it could. But yeah, it looks like a Wolverine game. I'll say that. So there's that. Another thing, like I said, I'm not going to get into details. A roadmap of Insomniac games, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. That it goes out to about, at least as far as from what I had seen, it goes out to like about 7 years from now. And I'll just say, I guess now with what's out there, they're just going to become the Marvel studio for Sony, I'm assuming. But also from the leaks that I saw of if it's true, the games that are supposed to be coming out, that they're supposed to be releasing over the next 7 years, makes me a little sad, because it just means it looks like we're not getting another Sunset Overdrive game. anytime soon, if at all. And that makes me very, very sad because Sunset Overdrive 1, or the first Sunset Overdrive game, the Sunset Overdrive game we got, is so good. It is so good. It is better than the Spider-Man games, better than Ratchet & Clank. I think it's the best Insomniac game we've ever gotten. But, it didn't make a lot of money. It makes sense. It was on the Xbox One, and the media was relentless in telling people that, the Xbox One wasn't worth it. Or at least pushing people toward that viewpoint. And, if a game doesn't sell enough, why would they keep making it? Spider-Man's obviously going to sell. Also, in these leaks is details on what Sony needs to be doing to have the license to make these games for Marvel. Apparently, they need to sell about 6 million units or something like that. They need to make money. It needs to sell. Which, it's Marvel stuff. Spider-Man selling 6 million units shouldn't be a huge issue. It shouldn't be a problem. But, it makes sense. If you want to keep making these games, and obviously they're going to be exclusives, make sure they make money. We need to have money be made on our end. We need to make sure that not selling on everything is beneficial on our financial end. That makes complete sense for Disney to be in that mindset when it comes to if they're going to allow games with their IP be made exclusively, which just probably lends more credence to Blade being an exclusive for Xbox. There was that whole thing last week where Disney said, "Oh, that's not up to us. That's up to Bethesda if that game's going to be, an exclusive or not." So, this probably does mean that, and it had come out that the Indiana Jones game was going to be an exclusive. So this probably just means that Blade is going to be an exclusive, which would make sense. So if Blade, and I think Blade could, if it has the same goal set for it to sell at least this many units. It's a Blade game. It's a Marvel game. It's being made by the guys who made the Dishonored games and Deathloop. They're at least popular enough that, they made a couple Dishonored games. Deathloop's probably going to get a sequel. Deathloop was praised and everything. I would assume that a Blade game could sell probably 6 million units. I do wonder if this will affect it being on Game Pass or not, but we'll see what happens. The Blade game is still, I would assume, at least 2-3 years out. And I guess, and the last part of the leak is just, this one I'm still having a hard time believing it, if it's real or not. Because it's more Sony than Insomniac. It was just like a weird thing for Sony to have, attached to an Insomniac leak, where it's discussing the whole Activision deal being bought by Microsoft. It's basically just, we knew this. There's a reason. We knew what this whole thing was. That they're scared of Microsoft owning Activision, that they're going to become basically more dominant and have a higher cash within the gaming industry than PlayStation. And we kind of knew this was a thing because they fought that Activision deal tooth and nail. They were definitely not wanting that to happen. And so, I guess I can believe it, but at the same time, just the way it's just like, oh, if this happens, it's just bad for us, Oh, and something about how, like, because PlayStation's way of doing things is outdated, which, I mean, honestly, if you're a businessman and in a businessman in the gaming industry, honestly, the way they do things is outdated, because in this day and age of streaming things and not owning every little movie and song and book and just anything, yeah, Sony is a little bit behind the times. You know, it's just like with Xbox when they were advertised, or not advertising, revealing their Xbox One and said it's going to be an online only console. You know, people were freaking out about that. But 10 years on, I mean, who doesn't connect their console to the internet? They could have, if they marketed that better, it probably wouldn't have been such a huge, there wouldn't have been such a huge drama about it. But, you know, it is what it is now. Everyone has their console connected online. So yeah, Xbox saying, like, you know, hey, maybe eventually people aren't just then maybe people are going to be okay with, like, not necessarily owning their games outright physically. I mean, there's still obviously going to be that big aspect, or not aspect, but that big section of gamers that want to own their game physically. A lot of us are old. But, you know, obviously you're going to get a lot of people who are going to be like, yeah, cool, I could just play this game because I have Game Pass. And there's probably a lot of the people who play, like, mainly Fortnite and Roblox and stuff. They have their game to play, and they've already been trained to believe that, or not believe, trained to be like, oh yeah, just download the game and that's it. You know, that's your game to play. And now, and a lot of these people too, who just play Call of Duty only, or Madden, or soccer, or football for you European people. Like, yeah, this is just the way to go if you want to keep up that, like, keeping a digital aspect to your gaming library that you provide for your audience is probably going to have to be the way to go. I still believe that, yeah, you should have, like, don't just make, oh, you have to subscribe to us to play our games, but having a subscription to play Xbox games is, to me, the smartest decision Xbox has done in a while. And so PlayStation not doing that is, to me, a little bit behind the times, but maybe they might do it. You know, they are slowly trying to get into, not trying to, but pushing into more digital stuff. I mean, they should have been releasing their games on PC a long time ago, like day and date, the way Xbox does, because PC is a huge market that you just shouldn't be leaving behind. I get they want to sell consoles and everything, but just put your games on PC. And honestly, also just have a subscription where people could play your games day and date. It's PlayStation. Everyone's going to buy that. I don't care. All these people who think, all these idiots online who say, oh no, the Game Pass, no, I don't want a PlayStation to do that because that's going to destroy the industry, or whatever they think. No. PlayStation does that. It's getting fucking, it's going to be popular as shit. It's PlayStation. They can do no wrong to a lot of people. A lot of gaming media helps with that perception as well. But yeah, you know, this is a little bit longer of a video. I kind of had a lot of thoughts on this that but this is how I do things. You know, I go into little tangents. I don't script my videos specifically because I want to do this kind of shit. I want to have this kind of this kind of content where you just hear my thoughts. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And thanks for listening. Again, please like, subscribe, and I've been Too Beast to Kill You, and I'll catch you later.